Good morning. Good morning. Back at it again. Back at it again. We're talking about challenges, right? Challenges in the military. Before I continue to number 4, I am going to recap so that you can stay on, tusigale kumulamwa. So, challenges in my 16 years of service. We talked about my hair. Go back and see it. And then we talked about my weight. You people, go back and see it. I'm not saying I've had big struggles with weight. No, it just started recently. After I decided to go have a child at 40 years old. It started recently. The weight issue for me, at least the fight, just started recently. But I've seen people struggling. I've seen it until I had to deal with it. But watch out for my 6 packs. Netwogera ku loneliness banamwe. We are in for, or you have to go back in and see the loneliness part. However, I would like to say that this particular segment, the next one, number 4, ties into loneliness in the military. Let's continue with our conversation. Kati, my fourth challenge. Number 1, hair. Number 2, weight. Number 3, loneliness. Number 4, instability. As I get ready for work, and as you can see, my hair life is easy. Katimwe, instability, stability. Here is the issue. Let's start with this. You people, you get into the military, or even before you join the military, and you go marry someone's daughter, someone's son, without telling them about the challenges you're about to face. Bananga, you people, sit down in the courting stage and talk about these challenges. We are tired of these situations where people get together and then they get there and the wife is like, Kati, you are gone for 10 years, or you go out for training for a weekend and she's like, hey mama, you are gone, you must have a wife out there. Oh mama, you are gone for like a whole week. Omusajja abeera agenda ate kubanga alina omukazi eyo, oba omukazi oyo alabika mwenzi. She's seeing other men. She goes away for 2 weeks. She doesn't come back until whenever. Madam, Mukwana, Sebo, nobody's seeing anyone. Everybody's seeing Uncle Sam. Uncle Sam got them wilding out in the desert somewhere. Instability is number 1 discussion before you marry someone's daughter. She needs to sign off on it and agree before you marry her or him, someone's son. They need to be aware of how crazy we are. We are nomads. We are unstable. I remember my first 10 years moving left, right, and center, Europe, Americans, all states. Just even you as a soldier, the instability drives you crazy. Like you have zero emotional attachment. Category, you imagine what your children are going to do. For you, you have trained and you know that this job, this is how it goes. This is how it goes. The people who are in there tell you this is how it goes. When you get the orders, you know you're supposed to execute the orders. You cannot say no. So why would you want somebody's daughter to get into this kind of nonsense without explanation? Instability is real. My story is one of resilience, I would say. I usually call my oldest the most resilient little boy I know. I wanted stability so much that I packed him up and I took him to Kampala. Because why? My first years in the military with him, Banake, every month I have to find a new babysitter. And here I had signed up for this program on Post, where it's cheaper to manage daycare. The people, the caretakers, are the people on Post, parents, These are, I think even at that time I didn't really understand the resources. Nobody guided me, honestly. That's why I'm very adamant about guiding soldiers the best way possible. Nobody guided me. Kubanga, if somebody had, maybe things would have turned out better. But either way, that 24-hour care, let's say if you are a single parent and you need someone to help you take care of your child 24, that's what I was doing. But the people I was getting every month, but I will be leaving. My husband and I are PCSing. Why didn't you tell me ahead of time? It was so unstable. My child was unhappy until I went to a regular daycare, which was very expensive. Then they can keep my child there for a very long time. Then one time, because I didn't have daycare, I didn't have anybody to help me stay with the child when I went for like that long training, JRTC or NTC, I asked my sister to keep my child. She couldn't handle it for a month. She kept the child and called me and said, so that's where my decision to take my child to Uganda came from. Because the plan was, I was very naive about thinking somebody else can help me in this career. In fact, they offered and I was like, thank you. I took my child to them and they couldn't. So technically I was going for training so that I can deploy. So if you couldn't handle the 2 weeks that you had my child, actually 2 weeks that you had my child, how are you going to handle a whole year of me being deployed? You're going to call me while I'm deployed and say, omwana wo simusobola jangu omukime. Omwana wo sijja kusobola kubeera naye jangu omukime. That jeopardizes my work and my livelihood with my child. Wakitegeera. So when even my sister could say, no, sijja kukisobola, nkigezezaako sijja kukisobola, jangu okima omwana wo. Nentegeera nti I'm on my own. Nenkwata omwana wange. Nenkubira mama wange. My mom said, oh, wonderful. She took on the challenge. I won't get into that. But here is the thing. Your family needs stability. What Uganda did for my son was give him stability, but I was absent in his life. Going back to the loneliness, going back to that psychological issue that comes when you are in this job, I missed my child tremendously and my child missed me. But my child was oceans away. If my child was with my sister, or if my mom was in America, or if my father was in America, or if I had gotten a nanny and my child was with a nanny and I'm in Kuwait, Iraq, or anywhere, or maybe if I'm in training in the US, it's a distance away. You get what I mean? It's a small distance away. It's not oceans away. So I sent my child to Uganda for that deployment. That means I'm not going to see my child again until I come back from the deployment. But most importantly, njagenda ndaba omwana wange ate mulekeyo. Now we had people in my unit that I really admired. Ng'alina mama wali Texas, n'akwata omwana namuparking oba na mama wali Virginia or wherever, nakwata omwana namuparking namutwala ewa mama we before we go for those NTCs. Omwana nasigala ewa mama, ye najja nakola training, naddayo bwe tukomawo nagenda nakima omwana we namukomyawo. I admired that. But at the same time, I think it's very, very tricky because of the instability it brings to the child. Banange, these children are our heroes. Because for them, they didn't sign up. But I urge you, if you are to marry someone's daughter, please engage first. Talk about this situation. My son is currently dating someone. He's very seriously dating someone. But my child is also going into the military. He's going to ROTC, starting college this fall. And he's going into ROTC military through ROTC. And he asked me about what the best thing is to discuss, to talk about in regards to his dating life. And I told him, talk to her, tell her that this particular path you're choosing to take is very, very lonely. It is very, very unstable. Thankfully, her father is in the military and she understands a thing or so. But honestly, you would not know really how things are until you experience it yourself. So she can't be like, I'm a brat, so I know. No, you and her sit down and say, I may be gone for this long. I may be away for training. This and this is gonna happen. Will you handle it? Can you handle being alone for 1 year as a wife to somebody in the military, as a husband to someone in the military? Can you handle it? Chikola 1 year. 1 year. Your person is not around for 1 year. Sina chindi. If your person is in, maybe you guys are in Europe somewhere, or you're here and your person comes to you and like, hey baby, encha, Nino kugenda Virginia for this conference. And these are the people we are going. We're going with the whole team. Is your spouse agile enough to understand that this is just work? Tagenda kujja kubire boss wagambe nti ba wange yagenze ku training ne mukyala gundi. Okitegeera? I want to dig into it. Those who know, you know what I mean. Talk to your person before you marry so that they know that this is a very unstable job. We are nomads. Shout out to all those military brats who are doing their thing and supporting their parents and being their very best in an environment that is not created to give them solitude. Mwana Japan, mwana Europe. Where did you finish 10th grade in Europe? Where did you graduate high school in Alabama? Well, those kids, those are the ones I'm talking about. I'm talking to you. Moving up and down, up and down, up and down, losing friends, not making friends, choosing to be without anybody in your life because your parents somehow decided to join the military. And when I say your parents decided, because your mom signed off on it when she got married to that guy, your father. Your father signed off on it when your mother signed off on it when she decided to be on that. I salute my little brats. Thank you for what you do to support. We shall continue with this instability thing next time. I gotta go to work again. Next time, we're going to talk about how you can create stability as the service member, because it behooves you as the service member to create a stable environment for the people you love, for your wife, your husband, your children. It is your responsibility to make sure your people are comfortable. Next time, we will talk about the different strategies or ways you can manage and make a stable family. Different ways, different tactics what does your family need to be stable? What does your family need to feel seen by you, to feel considered by you as the service member? Because Uncle Sam does not put them in consideration when they give you that order to go to wherever you go. They do not put them into consideration. They tell you they are supposed to move, whether they like it or not. See you. Until then, keep grounded and keep a positive mind.